William Samoei Ruto was in Migori County today, Awendo constituency to be precise. So in this video today, I want us to do a critical analysis of that trip by William Samoei Ruto to Migori County. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please just take a second or two, click the subscribe button, and to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. You can support this channel just by doing a very basic thing, giving it thumbs up, or dropping your comments, or sharing it in your social media platform. Today I want to be very brief, and I want us to look at William Ruto's trip or visit to Migori. And I want to begin by asking a very simple question. Do you think William Ruto will get votes in Migori County? Let's say 30% or 20%. In my view, that might not happen. But one thing is important in politics. It is called perception. Each and every politician must try so hard to be perceived to be popular. And if you follow Raila Odinga's politics previously, Raila Odinga used to attract crowds, which were organic. But of late, the Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, has been attracting huge crowds. The other day, he was in Kitui, and the crowd there were massive. But later on, videos emerged of a stranded group of people who could not get their fare back after they were promised. Again, he was in Bungoma, huge crowds. Then later on, photos of Didmas Baraza giving women 1,000 bob before the event emerged online. But politics is about perception. The mere fact that the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, is attracting such kind of crowd means those who are undecided can decide to support him. It also means that when it comes to rigging, it will be possible if, for example, he was part of this deep state and he attracts such kind of crowd in areas like in Migori or even in Kitui, then the deep state can play around with the figures and deliver an increased percentage. But can William Ruto win? Can William Ruto get, let's say, 30% in Migori? That one, I don't think is not possible. But again, in politics, everything is possible. But during the Migori trip, there are 5 things which I observed, which I think formed the basis of that trip. The first thing I observed is that in Luo Nyanza, because that meeting is actually a Luo Nyanza, initially they were supposed to come to Kisumu sometimes back. That trip was cancelled. Then at some point, they was to go to Migori again, it was cancelled. But now this one took place. I observed one thing. Now, the first thing I observed, I observed 5 things, but the first thing I observed is that there is a clear fight for supremacy between Elido Walo, who is the Deputy President spokesperson for the Nyanza region, and the Migori Governor, Obado. Why am I saying this? For those who followed this particular event, you know, Elido Walo is a very good friend of mine, but we've not spoken for a long time, actually since he went to Tanga. There's something I observed. There's a supremacy battle between Elido Walo and Obado. Elido Walo had created some days to this particular event posture of him and the Deputy President announcing this particular event in Migori. Remember, was it on Thursday or on Wednesday, Elido Walo also took and met with the Deputy President. He took actually the former Member of Parliament, Honorable Jared Kopio, to the Deputy President's office, and Kopio announced that he was defecting, I don't know from where, because Kopio actually defected from ODM party before the last election, that he was joining William Ruto's camp. From that point, that's when I decided to start following Elido Walo's and his schemes very clearly. And I realized that he wanted to take charge of that event. But on the ground, Okoth Obado and his brigades were also taking charge of this particular event. So basically, if you followed the two, clearly Eliud Owalo wanted to be the guy, the main guy, and on the ground, Okoth Obado also wanted to be the main guy. I'll be waiting to see how these events are going to unfold and follow it very closely. But clearly, there was a supremacy battle on who should be the point person, especially for this particular event, between Eliud Owalo and Migori Governor Okoth Obado. That's the first thing I observed. The second thing, which I think could be the objective of this trip, was that the deputy president is now focused on South Nyanza. The truth of the matter is that we have Luo Nyanza, we have Kisii, and we have the Kuria. Those three. Of course, there's also the Soba, but Sobas are now more Luos than the Luos. They have been assimilated. The truth is, there's always this perception that anybody can come and split Nyanza into those three or two regions. So that you have Central Nyanza, which is Homa Bay. Homa Bay sometimes falls under South, I don't know, but which is Kisumu County and Siaya County. So that you can have the rest as South Nyanza, which is Homa Bay, Migori. Then you go further and split Kisii and Nyamira, and then from Nyanza again you can split the Kuria. So this is the scheme of the deputy president. Whether it's going to work for him, I don't know, because even President Uhuru Kenyatta in the last election tried and failed, but the president succeeded to some extent because in Kisii and Nyamira they managed to rig, and because they rigged, at least they could justify that the Kisii and Nyamira are not part of Luos. If you look at the voting pattern of Kuria, the same thing applied. But let me take you to 2013. In 2013, for example, the ODM party decided that what we are going to do, we are going to give Kuria the Senate. So Chris Bichage was nominated by ODM as the senator. Then the women rep was won on a free and fair contest by Danita Gatti, another Kuria. So out of the three county seats, that is the three county seats, that's the Senate, the Senate, the women rep, and the governor, the Kuria people had two. But when the election time came, the Kuria people still ended up voting for Jubilee. Up to this point, personally, I don't believe that the people of the Kuria voted for Jubilee. But I believe probably there were a bit of deep state games which were played. In 2017, now the Luos decided that we are taking Senate, we are taking women rep, and there's nothing you are going to do. So in 2013, Kuria lost. But again, in Migori, for example, you can't be a governor without the Kuria votes. And that's what failed Ochilo Ayako in the last election. And that's what has been favoring Okoth Obado. So in my view, I'm just giving you that history so that you can understand that the objective probably was to split South Nyanza. The only challenge, and this is why I find it very difficult for Nyanza to split, especially Luo Nyanza, is that if you take Game, for example, Evans Kidero comes from Game. He comes from Game, but in Rangwe. These people have their brothers in Game, which were represented by parliament by Jakoyo Midiwo previously, or Elisha, Game of Siaya. You go to Awendo constituency, you find a place there called Sakwa, where Raila Odinga's family comes from. So there's a place called Sakwa in that constituency. So, and their families, they can't actually even marry themselves. They can't intermarry. So because of that history of a group living in Siaya, like you remember when Obama was coming, there were some people from Homa Bay who were claiming him. Well, in Kogelo there, but there's another Kogelo in Alego, Siaya. So because of that, it might not be very possible to split the Luo. So someone needs to tell the DP that as much as he's focusing to split the Luos based on South and Central, based on those traditional ties, it might not be possible. But that's the focus. If he's not going to succeed in Luos, then he's going to do something. He's going to try to split Kisii and Kuria. So that's the second thing. The third thing, I think the DP also wanted to show solidarity with Governor Okoth Obado. The truth of the matter is that Governor Okoth Obado left ODM, and he didn't leave ODM today. He left ODM in fact, in the first time, Okoth Obado was not elected on ODM ticket. But he was very smart. He realized that without ODM, the luck he had might not have landed on him again. So Okoth Obado used all tricks. Actually, he bought certain individuals within ODM party, and he managed to get the ODM ticket. But as much as that was happening, Okoth Obado was not a real ODM person. His heart was with Jubilee at that time. But because of the campaigns, he ended up winning as ODM governor. But if you follow Okoth Obado, he's been facing a lot of challenges after winning. He has been facing a lot of challenges. There was the case of Sharon Otieno, then the corruption cases, his allies being linked to corruption. And because of that, he tried to come back to the side of the system by supporting the Building Bridges Initiative process. Then from nowhere, I don't know what happened again. Then Okoth Obado started drifting away from the Building Bridges Initiative process. And because he started drifting away from ODM, from BBI, many people believed that he was drifting away because he felt that he was not getting the kind of support he had anticipated. Then the deputy president is now coming in to show solidarity. So the mere fact that the deputy president was seen with Okoth Obado today in Migori County is a sign of solidarity. Number 4 is the national image. And when it comes to national image, there's nobody who has talked about this than Oscar Sudi. Oscar Sudi used to remind Rafael Tojo every single day that the main reason why he was included in Jubilee Party was for that national face, not because of anything, because they knew there was no vote Tojo was going to add. So probably William Ruto also went to Migori just for the national image perception that he has support across the country. And to their surprise, the reception was amazing for them. So which means tomorrow they can go to another place and tell those people that you are in Nyanza and the people of Nyanza welcomed us. Come on. I think there's a point. Yeah, after the rally in Kisumu, after the Madaraka Day in Kisumu, and the DP went to, was it Msambweni or somewhere at the coast, and he was reminding the people that if the people of Nyanza are the ones who have now dumped their own party, why are you still stuck in that party? So I tend to think that in the next few days, the DP will go, let's say, to Kakamega or Bungoma. He was there last week, or maybe Coast, and will remind the people of the coastal region that even Nyanza, the bedrock of Raila Odinga, is now drifting away, just to create that national image. And lastly is the running mate. Okoth Obado has announced that he's running for the presidency and is building his party PDP. And Okoth Obado is planning to use that PDP because the other truth is that Okoth Obado is very influential and powerful in Migori. So he's planning to launch that party and use it for 2022. So assuming Okoth Obado is going to use that party and manage to control Migori, is there a chance that the DP can then agree to make him a running mate? Because Okoth Obado is eyeing the running mate. But again, someone was telling me that he wants to run for the member of parliament in Uriri. To me, Uriri is a no-go zone. Mark Nyamita is doing a fantastic job in Uriri constituency, and therefore he should be let to continue his term. But the fact is, maybe the DP is still sourcing for a running mate. And from Nyanza, the only options are Eliud Owalo and Okoth Obado. But I don't think Eliud Owalo can be made a running mate. And therefore, the only option for the DP is actually Governor Okoth Obado. I don't know what you think. But in my view, that's how I analyze, how I view the meeting which took place today in Migori. Let me hear your thoughts. And again, Raila Odinga was also in Gilgil. And I'm told he didn't want that meeting to be made public until last minute. And tomorrow, I think it'll be in Laikipia. Maybe he's also trying to climb the mountain. But what is his latest strategy? Can that latest strategy work for him? I don't know. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.